want to talk about the distance that we've walked so far. We actually wanted to talk about it last week, full disclosure, and forgot. So.
But this is our first time that we're talking about our distance travel with a guest on, so it's nice that we're going to get a little real-time feedback here.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I don't even know where we've gone the past 5 weeks. Jesse did all the research this time. So.
I did. So.
This is covering weeks 10 through 15.
Yes, it's weeks 10 through 15.
Or I guess 11 through 15.
I'm going to pull them up.
Because we already did weeks 6 through 10.
Yeah, it would actually be 11 through 15. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so week 11, we walked, by the end of week 11, it was 1,441 miles. And that would have taken us to a place that I've never heard of before, but I really liked the name. It's in Newfoundland?
I think
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
It's called Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Oh, wow.
So
that sounds like some really great artisanal products would come out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I hope it means that the geese are happy in the valley. I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we could get to by the end of week 11.
Yeah.
By the end of week 12, we walked 1,572 miles, and that would get us to so this was actually a really tricky one because it put us like in the center of the country where there aren't really any cities or places or landmarks that I know of, or like with cute names like Happy Valley Goose Bay. I found Garden City, Kansas.
Okay.
Which, do either of you have ever heard of that?
No.
I'm guessing farmland.
Yeah, it seemed like farmland. But the other thing we could have done is, if we were birds, we could have gotten to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
That's about the same distance as the crow flies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that
you could walk on water.
If we could have walked on water.
Right.
Which we can't. Okay, so that was the end of week 12. By the end of week 13, spooky, 1,703 miles. We almost would have made it to Austin, Texas, which is 1,742.
There you go.
Because that was the closest big city.
Yeah. So a 3-month walk to Austin, Texas, and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
A whole season's worth, really.
A whole season, the entire season of summer.
Yeah.
To get to Austin, Texas, just as it's getting cool. So then the next week, which is week 14, we walked 1,834 miles, and that would get us to Lubbock, Texas. Is it Lubbock or Lubbock?
Lubbock.
It's Lubbock.
Lubbock.
Isn't that like a insult?
I'm not sure what you're thinking of.
Maybe I'm thinking of Lummock.
A lummox?
I've never heard of this. I mean, flummoxed?
Flummoxed?
Flummoxed.
But that's like...
I'm flummoxed right now,
that's
thinking that Lubbock is an insult.
I don't think that there's...
That's not what I was...
I don't know what... Maybe this is just the northerner in me, but I don't know that Lubbock has a good reputation.
I don't know that it does.
I don't know what its reputation is, but I don't know that it's a very welcoming place.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know you lived in...
I did, but I don't recall. Yeah.
No judgment, Lubbock people that are watching or listening.
I mean, I've never been there. Maybe at some point we'll walk around the entire city and actually get to know it. Probably
What do you think you would call
maybe.
a Lubbock person? I mean, it sounds like there's a real great potential there for something, but I don't know where's your first...
A Lubbicki?
Lubbicki?
A
that's
Lubbickian?
nice. My first thought was Lubite.
Oh, interesting.
A Lubite, that's a good one.
Yeah, maybe just Lubbock. I'm a Lubbock.
Yeah.
But that's what I think is the insult.
Well,
Luddite.
Luddite.
Maybe
That's
Luddite.
not what I'm thinking now.
I think you should Google it.
It might be okay, this isn't an insult, but do you know Lummy? The leprechaun?
No.
What?
This might just be a Hyatt.
Everyone knows Lummy.
This might just be a Hyatt family thing. I really wasn't sure if it was like a broader thing or not, but it might
Yeah,
just be a
sounds like some
Hyatt
family
thing.
folklore.
Lummy the leprechaun is the leprechaun that comes to put coins in your shoes on St. Patrick's Day night if you eat your corned beef and cabbage.
Wow.
Did you guys do that?
No.
Yeah, you know,
No.
I didn't need to be persuaded to eat my corned beef and cabbage. It
Okay,
was-
I did.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were golden pennies.
Wow.
So anyway,
Lubbock, Texas, everybody.
so by the end of week 15, we walked 1,965 miles, which would have taken us just past Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
15
starts to
miles.
that's like
I mean,
now it
15
starts feeling like a real distance for some reason. Texas doesn't feel like a real distance to me, but New Mexico does.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Because I live
well,
there.
because
Maybe.
you're skipping over.
Yeah.
You basically walked. No, New Mexico's next to Texas. I thought Arizona. I got them switched in my mind.
Yeah.
They both are, aren't they?
Next to Texas?
Yeah.
I think there's
Oh, is New
Texas,
Mexico east of
New
Arizona?
Mexico, Arizona,
Oh, okay.
California,
Okay.
because the Grand Canyon is like between.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that is a ways. And
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
really
maybe because
far.
I have like more associations with Santa Fe. From
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice
friends
that
there.
Santa Fe was one that we could pick because we have a bunch of friends from Santa Fe.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Have you? What was your personal associations? I don't. You never lived out there, right?
I didn't live there, but I visited a bunch of times, and I always enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
an enchanting place. The architecture is beautiful.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny, I guess, because there's just a few, like we have friends from there, but I also have a couple other connections from other friendships or places that are now based in Santa Fe.
Yeah. Yeah. So between Austin and Santa Fe, we've got a lot of personal connections this past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And now we know if we want to visit the hard way, we can.
Yeah. Well, I was really trying to get a Kansas City in there too.
Yeah.
We ended up in Garden City, Kansas, but I was hoping for the Kansas City.
It would
No.
did it just fall in the middle, I guess, of one of
Yeah,
them?
it was just not.
It's Kansas City, Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri.
That's the Kansas City, Missouri is the one that we also have connections to. Kansas City, Kansas is on the other side of the
It's always
borderline.
confused me.
That I don't know what's going on there. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is confusing. It's confusing that you would have two cities called Kansas City right next to each other in two different states,
Yeah.
and that the one in Missouri, not the one in Kansas, would be the one that we are associated with. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's our mileage report.
That's it.
Very cool.
Yeah, and kind of the takeaway here is now, as we're recording this, we've eclipsed 2,000 miles. It was 1965 at the end of week 15, and now we're at week 16. So
That's true.
we're really,
Covering ground.
racking them up. Yeah.
Yeah.